My name is Lou. I was 18 years old when I came to the United States. You see, I found a deal that I could not pass up. There were recruiters all over my schools giving girls of my age a chance to go to the United States and work for them. They would pay for everything. They would pay for my transportation. They would pay for my housing. They would pay to eventually get my citizenship. All I had to do was work for a few years. I talked to my parents, my friends, and my families, and before I knew it, I had signed documents and I was on a plane to America. I went to Iowa. I actually started working almost as soon as I got there. The things weren't quite as what I was promised. I was living in a room. Yes, a room with 13 other girls. We had one toilet that was broken half the time, one sink, and we all had to work. I was one of the lucky ones. I got to work inside a mall. I was selling hair extensions and other beautiful items to pretty women who walked by. But I had to make a quota. Why did I have to make a quota? Because they had all my documents. I didn't have a dime to my name. I didn't dare call my parents to let them know what was really going on. I lived in completely unsanitary conditions. I went days without eating. Some of the other girls would beat me up. I prayed every night for death. Every single day, 7 days a week, without breaks, I would stand and ask women to purchase my products. Little did they know that the annoying girl who was pleading for them to buy something was really pleading, "Please see me. Please see me. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. I miss my mom. I'll never see them again. I'm afraid. They hold everything. They have my IDs. They have any money I make. I have to work all of this off. You see, they have to work off the plane ride. I have to work off the money it takes to buy these products. I have to work everything off. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm trapped. Every day I wish to die. I never should have left home. I miss my mom so much. If I could do it all over again, I would look at my optimistic 18-year-old self and tell her to wise up and walk away. I'm one of the lucky ones. At least all I have to do is work. My name is Lou, and I don't know if I'll ever see my family again. My name is Brittany. My dad started trafficking me at the age of 4. I know a lot of people would never believe that their own parents would do something as disgusting and as disturbing. I didn't know any different. I thought everybody's dad did this. You see, my parents split when I was 4. They had equal visitation rights. So I would see my dad just as much as I'd see my mom. I didn't live at one place more than I lived at the other. But I lived with my dad. Things were always different. Dad liked to have parties. Dad liked to drink. Dad sometimes got into trouble. Dad liked drugs. You never would know, though. He's a straight-laced guy. Works at a dealership. Does fairly well for himself. But you would never guess the monster that was hidden within him. My parents divorced, like I said, mostly because of my dad's alcoholism. I didn't know about the other problems he had. It was a weekend, I think. I woke up and I found my dad getting the crap beat out of him by someone in our house. I was so scared. I started screaming, and my dad said, "Brittany, go away." But the person who was beating up my dad, he stopped, and he looked at my dad. And he said something to my dad. I don't know what it was, but it was something like, "Settle this." Something like that. I'll never forget the way my dad stared at me for those few moments. It could have been an eternity. It could have been 15 seconds. I don't know. But in that moment, he decided what to do with me. He picked me up and handed me to this man. He told me, "I'm going to be in the room. Do whatever he says. Don't scream." That was the first time I was raped by this man. Strangely enough, my dad was always there. And this man and my dad became better and better friends. I wanted to run away. But then, where would I go? I wanted to tell my mom. But her and dad were divorced. Was she going to care? It took me a very long time to realize that other little girls and their daddies don't do this. They don't have someone standing in the room claiming to be your daddy and someone that loves you so much while another man rapes you over and over again. They become friends. My name is Brittany. I killed myself at 17. I wrote about it all in my diary. I'm gone now. You're the best bastard still lives. My name is Ethan. I'm supposed to be the strong one. My dad died when we were just too young. I was 9. My little sister was 3, and my baby brother was just about a year. But I was supposed to be the man to hold it all together. I wanted to be strong. My mom sure picked some winners. She would bring these guys home and rough her up. And I'd try to stop, but I would get beat. Either by the random man or my mom, who wanted me to stay out of it. Well, one day, one of these guys got their hooks in my mom. They got married. He became my stepdad. She willingly handed me over. To my own stepdad. To do whatever he wanted to do to me. He beat me. He would sodomize me. He made my sister watch. He threatened me every day that he was going to kill me. He was going to kill my sister and my brother. Every day. I took it as long as I could before I ran away. I got on a Greyhound and I left. I was 16 when I arrived in LA. I had $40 in my pocket. I didn't know anybody. And I was scared. I started making money the only way I know how. I would prostitute myself to men, to women. It didn't matter. I finally found some man that would take me in. He was old. He was gross. I had a roof over my head. I had food in my belly. I didn't have to be on the street every night. Some nights, but not every night. One day it became too much for me. I knew this cycle would never end. I had nowhere to go. And I was getting too old. I wasn't a little boy anymore. I was becoming a man. So I did the only thing I could think of. I strangled him. I'm in jail now. I strangled my rapist. I'm in jail for the rest of my life. There's no justice in this world. My name is Ethan. I'm gonna die in jail. Every year, 800,000 children go missing. Every single day, 200 people go missing. Of that, 151 of them are children. The majority of those children have been trafficked. Work, sex, organ harvesting, beatings, forced births, forced abortions. The list goes on and on. If you aren't awake yet, what's holding you up? There is no justice. Even though you can't see it, it's still happening. It happens in your own backyard. It happens to kids at school. It happens at church. The cycle won't end unless you wake up. Unless you do something. It's not just Hollywood. It's everywhere.